Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your favorite, everybody's favorite Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Raid Shadow Legends dad, Nooch Too Good. And yes, I'm here to talk one more time about the update, but I think I've got something new to say about it. I know some of you guys are tired of hearing about it, especially like Merrick, Robert. This is becoming rinse and repeat here. You're repeating yourselves. Okay, I get it. We've had lots of conversations. We've reacted to some videos. We've talked on stream. We've talked with other creators. We've kind of exhausted most of the things there are to say about the update and where a lot of the failures are, where the successes are, etc. But I feel like I've got a new take on this in comparing this update launch to an update that's about to come out in Raid Shadow. So we got the Galaxy Heroes update that just came out 3 weeks ago. We got the Raid Shadow Legends update, the game update, new game mode that's coming out here shortly. That I want to compare the way that these two were launched, because I know from talking to you guys, from talking to other content creators out there, just the entire community, that the biggest beef any of us have is the lack of communication around the pre-launch of Coliseum, and ever since, we have not had one word said to us about our frustrations. We've had stuff said to us about fixing this, fixing that, but our frustrations about in this game mode where nothing's happening early, we don't understand how it interacts with characters long term, we don't understand the gear, we don't understand, none of that has been interacted with by Capital Games at any point. And I want to take the way that Capital Games launched the Coliseum, along with Relic Delta and the new Lightspeed tokens for new players, which is pretty darn good. I want to take all that and I want to compare that launch communication to the way that Plarium is announcing and communicating their new game mode launch in Raid Shadow Legends. So let's take a look at it. Right here, 5 months ago, late July, Capital Games announces some game changes. We are going to be able to relic characters at 4 stars. We're going to have Lightspeed tokens, etc., etc. There was a really good update. A lot of interesting things happen here. And then the last sentence of this says, "We are excited to deliver this to you all and cannot wait to hear your feedback, as this is the foundation for our next large update coming later this year." We came to find out later that next large update was Relic Delta, Relic 10, and now the Coliseum with the characters being launched in a separate game mode in the era separate from, you know, your regular roster. Then we had a community check-in a couple months after that where they said, hey, we're going to be doing play testing with people we reached out to, including me, to play test Relic Delta. I play tested early, gave my feedback. A lot of better, smarter people play tested the entire time, really gave a lot of good feedback, and we got Relic Delta in its final form. And we knew that Relic Delta was coming. A lot of initial, negative reactions, and then they pulled the numbers back because the initial numbers were crazy. They pulled the numbers back in a lot of ways, and most of us come to accept that Relic Delta is here, and there's, it is what it is. Now, a lot of us were asking at the time, why are we bringing Relic Delta to the game? It doesn't make any sense. And then we got this 2,500, 2,400 word response that just really didn't make it was a lot of behind the scenes information that seemed to come to the conclusion that through all of this, they had discussed for many years how to try to take the game to the next level of Relic 10, and they couldn't figure it out with massive amounts of game development. So they put Relic Delta in order to limit the amount of game development for Relic 10, 11, 12, and onward in the game, because the game needed to progress, which I think a lot of us can agree with. But it was a very wordy, a lot of things said, and the goal was to be very communicative. It ended up just being a lot of inside speak that was hard to absorb and get through, but we got through it. And we also had announcements in this announcement that Relic 10 was coming to the game. We didn't know it previously. Then last month, a couple months ago, whatever, it was 2 weeks before the update launched, and the update launched about 3 weeks ago now. Little 3.5 weeks ago now, so about 2 months ago, we got the big update, a 6,500 word post out of the blue announcing Relic Delta and Relic 10, congratulations to there, but also announcing the Coliseum. Now, one cool thing we got in this update was the Lightspeed tokens given to new and early game accounts, which was tremendous. We think that's good. We wonder why the heck we can't do this new feed that's about to come out, we think. Anyway, but that's overall really good news. The Coliseum was brand new. We had not heard of it previously. Enter the Coliseum. Now, what was told to us in the Coliseum? Well, we were told that we're going to be developing characters separately by fighting bosses in the Coliseum. The bosses would rotate, and there'd be seasonal play for all players. Everybody could play with all these characters. We'd be using different gear and different currency to upgrade the characters. And that was all that we were really told about the Coliseum in this, again, 6,500 words that we would expect everyone to read to understand the Coliseum. So us content creators got in, dug in, said, here's what's coming. It looks pretty exciting. It looks interesting. We'll see. And then when it came out, it was just a big dud. The Coliseum was a dud. Relic 10 and Relic Delta we expected. The Lightspeed tokens for new and early accounts was great. Coliseum, big fat dud. And that was your new game mode that you had hyped up and were putting out there on all sorts of different, with lots of ads, everything. It just didn't really make any sense to anybody why this game mode was out here. We didn't understand how the characters developed. We didn't understand the gear. We didn't understand the character progression. We didn't understand a lot of things, or almost anything. Actually, I'll say we understood nothing about Coliseum except that we had it and we're supposed to figure it out. A simple paragraph that would have been said, you're going to start off really slow in Coliseum and slowly build. You're going to be looking at low-level characters when you start, just like when you start the game, and build them up over the 12 weeks until they become an awesome end-game type team. Would have been a great way to communicate that at some point. Sorry if I'm getting close to my mic. I've got a new mic coming tomorrow. Sorry if I'm spazzing out the mic. But it was never said, and it has never been said, and it has not been commented on by Capital Games at all. Now, let's take a look at a very similar development in Raid Shadow Legends. This was a new game mode announced for Raid Shadow Legends 2 weeks before the game mode came, basically the same time frame. 2 weeks before the new game mode came out, they started the announcements. They started leaking information a little bit at a time, including little videos for us all. Knights, soldiers marching off to war in the mists. What's going on? They're walking through the shadows to face a foe. There's a new game mode coming to Raid Shadow Legends with new creatures and new bosses. And that's how they announced the new game mode. That's how Plarium announced the new game mode in Raid Shadow Legends. Already, it's more interesting. My interest is peaked, right? With about 30 words, 40 words, and a little video. My interest is peaked. Then they do regular announcements and stuff. That was on the 27th of November, they announced that. Then they said that digest is coming up about Predator and the Xenomorph and etc. Then they come back on December 1st with another, with a map, with an actual map of the Grim Forest. Here's the map. You can click on different parts of it. Enhanced enemies. Whether by cursed blessings or evil gear await in the shadows of the Grim Forest, ready to pounce. An empty battlefield could be just that or something else. All of these announcements about the game. We're seeing what this new game mode is going to look like in Raid Shadow Legends already with what we're looking at, and we're getting little leaks of information about this new game mode, including on the same day, stages of the game mode are out here. The Grim Forest stages. Here's the stages. Here's an infographic about what's going on. Here's more information. That's right. That's a summon boost that was coming out. Here's more information the next day. Deck of Champions. You go in, you pick 2 teams of 10, and we choose randomly from those teams to assign you characters to play with in the Grim Forest. Look at the information. This is how the game mode's going to work for your character selection. You can go in, you can face all the bosses at once, or you can defeat them one by one. You can make these choices and decisions in the game mode. We're getting pieces of information leaked out about the game mode ahead of time, including relic infographics about new relics in the game that are going to be released through the game mode, what's coming on. Basically, here's the deal. Plarium decided, and by the way, if you have yet to download Raid Shadow Legends and you want to try it out, now is the time. Use my QR code on the screen, use the link in the description below, link at the top of the comments, pinned comments. Download the game today. You're gonna get 3 legendaries up front. You're gonna get the Xenomorph, who's given away in-game, the alien you see on screen. Xenomorph is being given away just for logging in for 7 days, and you get more upgrades on Xenomorph for logging in for another 2 weeks as well. My code's gonna give you Tholan Foulbeard right in the middle there, the red dwarf. He has been carrying my roster through many game modes in the early game. Those are 2 attackers. Use the beginner code DESERTQUEEN. That'll be in the link in the description you see to get Tuhanarak over there on the far right side. She's going to be your support to support these 2 attack champions. Download Raid Shadow Legends today by using my QR code or link. Please support this channel. Go play Raid Shadow Legends, check it out, and you can get new game modes announced, and they show you the boss skills up front. I mean, it has just, I've only been playing this game for 6 months, guys. So when this stuff happens, it's still pretty new to me to see how this works. This is my first time having a brand new game mode launched. And boy, are we getting lots of information trickled to us over and over and over about another video there. This one kind of didn't run really smoothly. I'm not going to get it, but you see the graphics, you see the characters, you see the boss's kits. We didn't see the boss kits in Galaxy of Heroes for the Coliseum until the day it launched. Until the day it launched, right? I'm not missing something there, am I? I don't think we did. I'm not remembering it. They just kept, they're continuing to trickle. We saw the game modes coming out in 1 day now, in 3 hours. There's a new mythical champion available through the game mode that you can get. There are new, we saw relics available. There's new gear available, all this stuff. And then they even put together the big giant announcement in the same way that that Capital Games put their big giant announcement of game. If this had been Capital Games, they would just put this out there 2 weeks before and let us just read through 6,500 words of text or whatever this is without even showing us the graphics of what the characters do, without showing us the gear we're getting. I mean, so much more information has been released in a more entertaining and engaging way on this brand new game mode update in Raid Shadow Legends than has ever been announced. I mean, as far as I know, and especially for this update with the Coliseum, we just didn't get anything even similar to this, and it's so disappointing because it can't. This is just updates for this is just yeah, fixes and everything. Really, really disappointing. I mean, it's exciting to see this in a newer game that I'm playing, so I'm learning how they do the game mode releases here. It makes this stuff look really, really bad. And that's all I've got to say. There's a better way to release a game mode than the way that it was done here. I'm gonna be in trouble with Meathead. I'm sorry, buddy. I love you. This is stuff that, and I'm sure it's not, I'm not saying Meathead's responsible for all this, but at all by any means and any stretch. I don't know, maybe I won't be able to give any free crystals away for a while. I don't know, but guys, Capital Games, please, there's a better way to release new game modes to make it more interesting and more engaging for the entire community. There's a better way to do it. Please take the cue next time we get a new game mode or we're updating an old game mode or whatever. Give us some intrigue, give us some interest. Trickle it out a little bit at a time so we can absorb it. It's so hard to absorb 6,500 words with a few pictures thrown in. Give us graphics, give us something to sink our teeth. We're playing a game, a graphical game. We're not, you know, we're not in English class here. So that's all I got to say for today. I think you can announce a game. I think there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Unfortunately, Galaxy Heroes got the wrong way to do it and Raid got the right way to do it. Everybody, again, download Raid Shadow Legends today. I will talk to you very soon. Have a good day. I will see you very soon on the next one. And always remember, Nooch too good.